Guys, I'm thinking. Think of a big black man chasing you! Oh my god, yay, I'm making a One Piece video. Aren't you guys excited? Just kidding, it's the One Piece. Listen, I will continue watching One Piece soon, okay? I know the only Saga channel on YouTube that's talking about One Piece right now is that Plum guy, and for some reason he hates Yen Yen. Don't know why. If I was Yen, I'd say, mods,
crush his skull, thank you.
The One Piece remake revealed some information about the staff that's gonna be working in the show. Of course, most of you know that Wiz Studios is the one producing this remake. Unfortunately, we didn't get a trailer or a PV. I mean, we did, but it was just concept art. It's not what the show will actually look like. I don't have to explain myself. It's concept art, if you don't understand. I do think they are still very early in production. Maybe they just finished pre-production, I don't know. Since also the same team is producing another anime called Moonrise. I don't know what it is, but it's coming out 2024. So that may be why it's still early in production. There's a whole video on the pre-production phase, mostly, so you can check that out after watching this video, because I want that money. There's a lot more information from the video, like they came up with this remake 3 to 4 years ago. It's not uncommon for shows to have that type of decision like years ago. It's not greenlit, it's just a decision or just bringing up the idea. I think another show, Dungeon Meshi, the director really liked the first volume of the manga, so he wanted to make an anime for it, which the first volume came out like 7 to 8 years ago, which they couldn't because they needed more content, so they waited, and the anime just finished like airing last season. Judging from the video, it looks like the working conditions are a-okay. The director looks happy, and the others. Of course, I'm not saying Netflix can't hide the bad side of the production, which hopefully there isn't. I do doubt myself on that statement. Now, I've only watched until like Luffy and Arlong was in the middle of fighting, so I don't know what happens after that point. The staff are big fans of the series, and they are passionate, crazy, in an industry where directors and animators are passionate. Ross Club. I mean, Kyoji Asano, the character designer, shot himself so he can make the design like what Oda would envision it, because he's been drawing One Piece for 25 years or something like that. And of course, his styles will change as time goes on. Same goes for Asano's own desire of what art style he wants to draw. That could also satisfy him. I'm just hoping that this remake is not just for the quote-unquote bigger aspect ratio rather than the 4x1 recreation. If the designs are cuter, I don't really care. But from a creative standpoint, hopefully they do more than that, since Oda is giving them full creative freedom on how the show will look. I do think the staff still keeps in mind what can satisfy Oda or wants from the manga. Speaking of that, the character designs. Kyoji Asano is the character designer for this remake. I'll talk about him later, but looking at this, he's definitely trying to make this more or so fit the old-like style from One Piece. Very bright color palette with the kind of rough line work to it. It more so fits with the One Piece commercial thing where they were high schoolers, but more on model with the manga designs. Maybe? I don't read the manga, so I don't know. It all depends how they will pull this off in different settings, but I'm hoping, this is just a subjective opinion, that they don't lean too much on like an older art style. Of course, from an artistic standpoint, it fits better with how Oda drew One Piece years ago, but for my own take and opinion, I would like it more if they could find the middle ground between the older look and the modern look from just anime overall. Wiz Studios has been making some, let's say, questionable decisions lately. The studio probably got hit the worst in David 18, just for safety measures. Revenue wise, considering how small the studio is compared to other big name studios, while some of the decisions can be a good thing, like they drop AOT and Vinland Saga so they could work on a passion project, be it Osama Ranking, arguably their best looking show yet, but we all know what their best looking show is. It's obvious why they dropped AOT, since they only have 1 year to produce every season. Then MAPPA picked it up, which they only had 8 months to produce the first final season, which classic Otsuka fashion. On the other hand, the decision that's quite questionable is the recent Suicide Squad isekai, which people have different reactions to it. I'll be honest, the Suicide Squad part is not for me. I'm not really into DC. I mean, yeah, it finished production before it aired or somewhere around that ballpark. Yes, the saga can peak sometimes, but the art direction and drawing quality can be absolute dog shit. And of course, Wiz Studios' coveted best business endeavor could have made them millions. AI generated backgrounds. Looking at the staff, it's very solid, but hopefully they actually get a good schedule unlike AOT, but we'll see. The director Masashi Koizuka is famously known for his directorial work in the second and third season of Attack on Titan, while being assistant director in season 1 under Tetsuro Araki, and also being the assistant director for Owari no Seraph. I can't lie, I really thought / hope that Tetsuro Araki was gonna be the director for this remake, since he did an interview talking about his work for Danger in My Heart 2nd OP, teasing a project that him and his team is cooking behind the scenes, but this is probably the second best option in WIT. Assistant director Hideki Abe, mostly known for his animation rather than direction. He's a really good action animator, mostly worked on Bone shows back then, but started freelancing around and now in WIT, but has experience as a storyboard / episode director in shows like Jujutsu Kaisen and Japan Sings 2020. Kyoji Asano is their character designer. Again, his philosophy of trying to envision what Oda would draw the design with his own style to it, making a more expressive facial expressions to the characters. He's most known for the design of Attack on Titan, the first 3 seasons, but has been in the industry for a long time. Most, of course, character designing, chief AD, or animation directing. Previously for production IG, but now WIT, since they renamed the team. And I'm guessing Takashi Honda is working under Asano as character designer or sub designer, I don't know. Eri Taguchi as prop design, a brilliant animator herself, animating some quite major stuff in Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. I guess the last stride of Sasuke vs Naruto and Boruto. Yasuhiro Kajino is doing creature design and artboards. There's nothing that really stands out for him. The action directors being Ken Imaizumi and Shuhei Fukuda being incredible animators themselves. Imaizumi contributed a lot for the Boruto franchise and Bleach, while Shuhei Fukuda has been quite all over the place making a name for himself, but he's most known in My Hero Academia, Mob Psycho, and the main animator for Call of the Night. Tomonori Kuroda as art director. People confuse this role as the guy who's in charge of the change of art styles in certain scenes. No, okay? A certain someone. Art direction is someone that sets the tone for the backgrounds, how they color it to match as perfect with the vibe of the scene. Artboards and background artists draws the backgrounds, duh. Then an art director colors in those backgrounds to match the tone. Tomonori is most known as the art director for the Index series and Railgun, which looks really good overall. Ryuma Kawamura as animation producer, nothing too crazy with his track record, besides some stuff in AOT. Speaking of animators that could be in this remake, Arifumi Amai is definitely gonna be here. Don't expect him to be that involved like in OOT, and also he was one of the saving grace for AOT's action, but there's a high chance that Imai will be participating. Shu Sugita, although he's a freelancer, but he has a really good connection with WIT, and he's currently affiliated with the studio, but we'll see what happens. Another key player in AOT is Yoshiyuki Ebara. He was another pivotal animator in AOT alongside with Arifumi Amai. They basically invented how ODM gear moved, and Ebara also was recently credited as brush designer in Moonrise. I don't know what that means. Does he design brushes? And last one is Tetsuro Araki. Although he is working on another project, according to him, hopefully he could at least storyboard some episode. Oh yeah, same goes for Keisuke Okura. Maybe he will contribute some stuff, and probably a lot of other freelancers will be participating. I mean, take like Suicide Squad Isekai. I know it's a different anime and stuff, but even in that hell of a show where they were melting upon melting, they still got Vincent Chanzard, Kurelu, Rio, and all of other freelancers that really popped off for some reason, but some of them wanted to participate because they're probably just DC fans. I do think people should have a realistic expectation going to this remake. Yes, it looked like the pre-production and the staff are very passionate with this project, but this is just how anime gets produced, so don't expect like Wano level animation or just the current One Piece right now, which there's some drama stirring up. I don't know, it's pretty retarded. While the director wanted this to be like a long-running series, I really don't see this remake going that far in terms of content, even if it gets good reception and popularity, but we'll see soon enough. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys like this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like. Comment down below what are your thoughts about the remake and stuff. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.